person who is up for, I always say, reappointment rather than re-election is Mrs. von der Leyen. What is your opinion of her, and would you vote for her? You didn't vote for her the first time, or
no.
And what is your assessment of her mandate?
No, I didn't vote for her in the first place because she had already, let's say, not so good reputation when she was a minister in Germany. There were all kinds of investigations going on against her. So I didn't vote for her. I voted against. Unfortunately, my Polish colleagues, they give, because she was voted with only 9 or 8.
Right, small
very
majority.
Small majority. So she didn't have a real strong mandate. But the Polish colleagues also regret because they promised, she promised them everything, but of course it was false. No, I don't want her to come back. And why? Because she's not transparent. I asked questions about this Pfizer gate, the text messages with Mr. Bourla. It's about 40 billion euros contract, and she was interfering with the negotiations.
This is the story that she had SMS exchanges with key executives, and we don't know where they are or what the content of these messages contain.
It's about taxpayers' money.
Right.
It's about the people's money that was spent, and it should be transparent.
Right.
We should have a clear view how this money was spent. I asked urgent written questions about that, but I never received an answer. The ombudsman also called it maladministration, what she did, and that's a very it's a very tough
accusation.
Accusation, correct? Yeah. And also the European Court of Auditors asked questions, but they never received any answer.
Right.
So if you are not transparent, then you don't deserve a second term. And this is also a key issue, because politicians and the government should be as transparent as possible, and people should have as much as privacy as possible. And you see this is shifting. They take away the privacy of the people, and the government is not transparent anymore. So this is a very bad sign.
And in fact, on the subject of parliamentary questions, you've been pushing for more transparency here as well. In fact, you're not the only person. Several people have told me that, mentioned the fact that the parliamentary questions don't get answered, or the delays are now huge, months rather than weeks. What's going on there? Do you think this is a deliberate tactic to stall? By who? If so, by the European Commission or the European Parliament leaders, or have they got together? Why is there now less transparency in that field?
Yeah. The thing is that we as representatives of the people have a main task, and that is to control the Commission. The unelected Commission, they are not elected. But they have a lot of power, too much, as far as I'm concerned. And the only thing we can do is to find out what they are doing, and asking them questions. We have, of course, they call it debate, but it isn't a debate. You never get an answer over there. Even von der Leyen, because I'm the vice president, I speak a lot when we have council debates. But when the first round is over, when the presidents of the groups are done with their speeches and their questions, von der Leyen disappears. She is not interested at all to listen to the representatives of the people. The other instrument that we have is to ask written questions. And if it's urgent, we can also ask urgent written questions. But my team analyzed 28,000 written questions. That are all the questions during this mandate that have been asked by the MEPs. And the thing that I discovered myself, because these answers are not only very bad, but they are also very late. urgent written questions should be answered within 3 weeks, and regular questions should be answered in 6 weeks. And there is an average of 40 days delay. And if you get an answer, it's not an answer at all.
They avoid it.
It's
They avoid the
rubbish.
question.
It's
Right,
rubbish. I
right.
don't have another word for it. So we, as MEPs, we have no way to control the Commission. And we can also not send one of the commissioners to,
Get
rid of them, because this is the state of our European democracy. They call it the heart of the center of the European democracy, but there is no democracy. The European Commission has so much power, and we are not able to control them. And this is so that's why I made an official complaint at the European Ombudsman, because this has to change in the next mandate.
Well, but as you said earlier, the Commission has already been found guilty of maladministration over this Pfizergate business. I mean, is there any reason to suspect or to hope that they will change in the next mandate?
Well, we have to push them. For example, I use this example. The Ombudsman herself, she called it the Pfizergate maladministration, and because she made this accusation. Sorry,
Yes.
yeah, okay. Because I start asking urgent written questions about that. It took me 7.5 months to receive an answer, without any answer. It was nothing. 7.5 months urgent written question. So they just ignore us. But we have to be strong, and we have to bring down on the knees. But this is also why von der Leyen is not the right person to come back. We need something who is really fighting for the people and making people's lives better.
Of course, I understand everything you're saying, but at the same time, is she and the system seems to have a lot of support within the European Parliament as well. I have heard accusations that as far as these parliamentary questions are concerned, and the delays, the obstruction, if you like, that perhaps even some leaders within the Parliament are getting together or are in agreement with the European Commission. Is that a fair accusation?
I have no idea. I cannot answer that question. I don't know. But I do know that the EPP is really protecting the Commission all the time, especially von der Leyen. She comes from the Christian Democrats, of course. But there is no transparency, and this is not the way it should go in a democracy.
Right, the EPP, that's the European People's Party, the biggest group in the Assembly. Okay, let's move